Thank you once again for joining your favorite cooking channel. Today I'm coming to you with one special okra stew recipe. Now, for those of us who love okra very smooth and very, very slimy, those of us who love okra with Yemaodie and all those ones, this is just for you. So today we're going to do Yemaodie-Meat based okra stew, and we're going to use grated onion in there as well. So I have my towel and Yemaodie from the goat. Then I have meat. There's Wele, there's Gyiaware, or you can use regular beef or tolo beef, any beef you want. There's Kako, then there's prekese, and I have my grated okro. I've got onion, and I've got these vegetables which I'm going to blend for my okra base. So I have tomatoes, onion, ginger, garlic, pepper, and some bell pepper as well. You know I love my crabs in my okra, so I've got a bit of crabs. So this is Yemaodie, the cow one. The cow ones, when you go to the market and you're buying Yemaodie, the cow ones are the ones which are often tied up. So I use 3 of those ones, and this is towel. The towel is from the cow. Yes, so the cow, their stomach inside. This is what you use to grind all their stuff and all those things. So sometimes you can have it in different colors. So you realize one is black, the other one is a bit ashy kind of feel. Yes, so you need to wash this properly. Sometimes there may be sand in. So I always recommend you buy it straight from the butcher house or the abattoir. Those ones are a bit more clean. Or your cold store. Know which people are doing the good job that you buy from them. So you need to wash this about 2 or 3 times to clean it thoroughly before you use your hot water on it. Hot water, it kills the germs if there are any. It also helps improve the scent of it, and then it makes it ready for you to cook it and easy for you to even cook it. So usually you heat up your boiling hot water, then you pour it over the Yemaodie and all those ones. I added a bit of apple cider vinegar in there as well to help me clean it. If you don't have, you can add salt. And this is one trick I also do to my okra. I always say that when you grate or you cut okra, don't let it sit down without water. And for this type, because I'm not going to cook the okra separately, what I do is that after grating, I add hot water to it and then I foil it up. So the hot water is like cooking the okra by itself as it's sitting down. So when you're done, you're going to realize this method is way easier and way shorter. And you're still going to get your okra very, 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 very slimy without using any kale or cow or saltpeter or wood ash or anything of that sort. So after it sits for like 5-10 minutes, you realize that the towel has even begun to shrink in there. And I washed this about 2 or 3 times just to, help it out. So when I was done, I cut the towel into the sizes I wanted. You can cut it smaller or bigger. You realize that there's no sand down the towel and they are very clean. So once it goes in, I'm going to add in the meat and the wele because they take time to cook. And I added in my prekese in the preku together with my local spices, which I have in my description button to season it up. And I added in salt. Please be mindful because of the Gyiaware, the beef we're going to be using in there. You need to be very mindful of the salt. If you don't want to use salt to season the meat, what you can do is that you can put in your beef in there early. So the beef I was going to use, the Gyiaware, I can just, or tolo beef, any beef you want to use, you can put it in the early with the meat. Then you won't have to add any salt to it. But I like to chew the beef alongside. That's why I didn't add it at that point in time. So be very careful of the salt. And this is ayoyo. So as the meat is cooking up, I like to work on the ayoyo. You pour some water and wash it properly. So to help me wash, usually I like to add a bit of salt to it to wash it properly because sometimes it's been exposed out there and your health matters. So wash it and then you can drain off the water. And to wash off the salt, you can just use clean water afterwards to wash it to, also balance it off for you. So I begin doing the stew base as my meat is cooking. I blended all the vegetables in at once, which went into my oil with the onion and then the kako. And then I mixed it up. And as it's cooking, you can be checking on your meat. So this is when I added in my beef to it. That also helps with the flavorings. Then I added my crabs. At this point, all the proteins I'm going to use are in one bowl, and they are all virtually done because I pre-cooked the crabs before they went in. So once my stew base is cooking perfectly, I add in a bit of salt. Be mindful of the salt, especially with the type of beef you are using and the quantity you are using. Else you may end up having a very salty okra stew, which you'll be very disappointed with yourself with. So be very mindful of it. So I always recommend you check the beef quantities you are using. So around this point, I'm just transferring, and you realize that my meats, they've all cooked and cooked very well, and the quantity has even dropped. Of water around it has dropped significantly. And you realize the okra, because I used the hot water on and I kept it to sit for a while, see how thick and consistent it is. At this point, I'm just going to also add in my stew base to it so everything will mix at once. Then I'll just leave it on fire for the okra to finish cooking up with the rest and balance it off. So this is a very simple way to do, and than to cook everything, cook okra separate, cook meat separate, cook stew separate. And then be mixing is a whole waste of time. So I do it this way. When I'm done, I add my ayoyo last. And this means I'm wrapping up with the cooking. And see how slimy it is. It's just thick and slimy. And for those who like it smooth like this, it's a perfect way to go. If you like yours with a bit of chopped okra, you can blend it with it as well. So this is one way to have your okra stew, and this is perfect. You know, when you're using the Yemaodie and all those things, Charlie, it gives your okra more vibe and more taste and more vim and more Charlie. So yes, oh, I'm a foodie, so don't mind me. So I enjoyed this with my fonio banku. Fonio banku. If you've not yet tried fonio banku, hey, you're doing yourself things. So I enjoyed this with my fonio banku, and that video will be released right after this video for you. And of course, my okra there. When you do roko, you should see everything inside in there. So this is one recipe you definitely have to try. Give your okra moment a wow moment with this Yemaodie based okra recipe. Share these videos to others to also bless their cooking moments. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.